So we're looking at a new phone by UMIDIGI, this time the A13 Pro. It's got a 6.7 inch, 20.6 by 9 aspect ratio. I want to thank the guys at UMIDIGI for sending this over to review on the channel. Pricing on this one is around $160 to $200, depending on which version you get. I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. It comes in 3 different colors: Starry Black, Galaxy Blue, and the one shown here is called Sunglow Gold. The version I have here has 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage. It's got a 6.7 inch, 1650 by 720 resolution. It also has dual SIM slots, or you can do 1 SIM card and 1 micro SD card. It's got a 48 megapixel triple camera setup there on the back, and then a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. It also has a 5150 milliamp hour battery, and it comes with Android 11 right out of the box. Got a Unisoc T610 octa-core processor. It also has a fingerprint scanner built right into the power button. Hard to believe in 2022, but yeah, this one has a headphone jack. They've got 2 different versions, 4 or 6 GB of RAM, and then 128 GB of storage on both versions. It also takes a micro SD card up to 256 GB. For the rear camera setup, it's got a 48 megapixel main lens, then an 8 megapixel ultra wide with a 5 megapixel macro lens. You can shoot up to 1080p resolution, 30 frames per second for video recording. On the rear, 1080p at 30 frames per second for the front facing. And then only 10-watt charging with this one, a little bit slower than some of the competition. This one also has a built-in FM radio. This one also has NFC. Now just keep in mind, this one is not a 5G phone. Inside the box, you've got your user manual, SIM card, micro SD card tray, removal tool, 10-watt USB wall adapter, nice red USB-C to USB-A charging cable. They even include a clear case for this, so that's kind of nice. Wow, that's getting pretty fancy there in the back. Okay, camera setup there in the back. It definitely reminds me of something you would see from Apple. Actually, this looks really nice in person. You can see the design they were going for, nice and flat around the edges. Overall, this feels like really good quality, especially for the price. Up there at the top is your headphone jack. Left-hand side is where the SIM card or micro SD card goes. Plus, you've got a customizable button there in the middle. Volume buttons are on the right-hand side, right above the power button, which also has the built-in fingerprint scanner. In case you're wondering, this also has a built-in screen protector, so you don't have to worry about the screen getting all scratched up. You can see the front-facing camera is right in the center, teardrop style, and then pretty small bezels there all the way around the edges. At the bottom, you can see it's a little bit larger. Right out of the box, it's only using about 9% of the 128 GB storage, so that's definitely nice to see. They don't really add a lot of bloatware on here. So if you're not familiar with the software on UMIDIGI phones, they're actually better than you would think, very similar to stock Android. Just swipe anywhere on the screen to get your notifications, which is going to have your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, do not disturb, flashlight, auto rotate, battery saver. You're also going to get mobile data, dark theme, airplane mode, location, screencast, screen record. You've also got screenshot, NFC, and nearby share. Now this phone is a little bit different. To get all your apps, you just swipe over. But obviously you can go into the settings and change that if you'd like. Swipe left of the home screen, you're going to get the Google Discover or newsfeed as I like to call it. It looks like they have a few different wallpapers you can choose from. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this stock one. Yeah, I kind of like that one a little better. As far as the apps that are pre-installed, you've just got the typical ones from Google. Actually, pretty much all the apps on here are the ones from Google. Now, as far as the screen quality goes on here, it actually looks really good as long as you're looking directly at it. As soon as you start moving it around, I don't feel like it has great viewing angles, and it could be a little bit brighter. But like I said, as long as you're looking directly at it, I think the screen actually looks pretty good on here, especially for a more affordable device. Performance wise, this is not anything impressive. As you can see here by the Geekbench scores, a little less than you're gonna get on phones like the Samsung Galaxy A13. But good thing is, just moving around the software actually feels pretty smooth and faster than what you would think with these specs. It looks like they sort of cut out some of the animations, which make it feel a little bit quicker. And I kind of like the nice and clean Android software on here, which I'm sure helps with the speed of everything as well. Then after testing some gaming, it performed pretty well with PUBG Mobile on HD graphics, high frame rates, and then Asphalt 9 played pretty smooth as well. It does get a little warm around the camera area on the back, but overall I think you're gonna like how this does during gaming. I didn't see any major glitches like huge frame rate drops or anything like that during my testing. The graphics seem to load pretty quick. Overall, pretty nice job here when it comes to gaming. Now, one of the best features on this phone, I tested the battery life and it died after about 10 hours with full screen brightness. That's definitely above average for phones that I've tested and should have plenty of power to get you through the whole day and then some if you turn the screen brightness down. Bad thing is, after the battery dies completely, it took over 3 hours to charge back up, which is a really long time compared to other phones out there. I even tried some faster charging bricks that I have, like 30, 35 watts, and yeah, that didn't seem to help, unfortunately. Now this phone does have a speaker at the bottom and up here by the earpiece, but really all the sound is coming from the bottom. It's like 10 times louder. Overall, I feel like the speakers are definitely loud enough on here. Let me give you a quick sound test just to give you an idea of what to expect. Now inside the camera app, you've got a lot of stuff to choose from here. You've got panorama, pro, burst, capture. Then you've got video, time lapse. Inside more, you've got an interval, filter, QR code, macro, and night pro. Shutter speed could be a little bit faster from what I'm seeing. Resolution actually looks pretty decent though. Let me give you a few samples of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. So I'm not sure if you can tell from these samples, but yes, you can get some decent quality photos and video in the right lighting, but just don't think this is gonna outperform some of the other devices out there, which are just a little more expensive. Probably the biggest thing some people may not like is gonna be the shutter lag, or how long the processing takes once you hit the button before it actually takes the photo. So I think that's all the time I have for this one. Hopefully this gave you a little closer look at the UMIDIGI A13 Pro. I know UMIDIGI is not well known in the United States, but it's always interesting to see what some of the other manufacturers are doing in other parts of the world. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.